Welcome everyone, I'm Fisty McRib, and this is the first in my Fallout 76 Legendary Locations video series. In these videos, I want to highlight locations that you can get in and out of relatively quickly, have a good chance at finding legendary enemies, and also some other useful items along the way. Today we're going to visit the Deep. It's a new location that was added in the Wastelanders expansion, and if we open our map, we'll see that there's two ways we can get there. There is a map marker that you can see that you would probably think is the quickest way to get there, but in this case we find that it actually isn't. I do encourage you to go there, check out the lore and mysteries you'll find, but for the purpose of today's video, we want to get in and out as quickly as possible. So we're going to use an unmarked entrance that we can reach directly from the White Spring Golf Club. Once we spawn in, we're going to want to just travel right around the right side of the golf club. You'll see a path there, and we're just going to make a beeline straight ahead back to hole 7. This was our landmark when we came here on a quest for the settlers, and it's a nice little reminder of where to go. Make sure you're in the right place. If you're unsure, there is a sign right there marking hole 7, and from there we just walk up the path. You'll see some robots up in the distance as we progress to the security wall around the side. You'll find a hole in it. Usually there's some enemies here that you're going to need to take out and help the robots with. Today we had some ghouls, so let's go ahead and take care of them. Once we have the ghouls clear, we'll go ahead and pick up some loot from the corpses, make our way along the tree line here to our right, and keep an eye out for this big evergreen tree that really stands out in the middle of everything. That's our landmark. On the ground here, you're going to see a trap door that will take us down and give us access to the Deep. Once we're inside, we find ourselves in a bit of a network of caves. There's plenty of ways to go here, but we just want to keep it simple. Stay to the right, take the most obvious path possible, and you're going to come upon a catwalk. Once we're up here, we're going to start seeing some of the enemies that live here. We have communist soldiers, we have liberators, and if you're a stealthy build like me, you want to go ahead and make sure you take all of these things out as quick as you see them, so that you have the advantage as you go through and can keep the run as efficient as possible. Aside from the liberators, the soldiers in here shoot a variety of weapons from assault rifles to plasma rifles. I think I've even seen handmaids on them at one point. And once we start to make our way down the catwalk, we can see that we have two legendaries right away, both max level at level 66, a 1-star and a 3-star. We'll take care of business there with them right away. Unfortunately, we didn't pick up anything really great, but you'll also notice that most of these guys tend to drop stim packs too, so even if you don't get as lucky when you come here, it's always good to see that you can pick up something useful. Go ahead and make your way around the building. There's often somebody hiding out back. A lot of times it's a guy in power armor. I've seen him show up as legendary before too, so keep an eye out for that. Loot any ammo or items you need, and make your way back around front. You can hear footsteps. We know there's some other communist soldiers out here, but they tend to hide pretty well, so just go ahead and proceed into the building. Take out anybody that's on the ground floor and on the steps. These guys aren't super perceptive, so if you're even a little bit stealthy, you're going to be able to make it through here with no trouble. There are a decent number of enemies in here, but not a ton of them. So if you wanted to pick up their weapons to collect steel, you probably won't be overloaded by the time you leave. This middle floor doesn't usually have anybody, but you always want to check. They do move around here a little bit. We can hear a commander in power armor upstairs. See a couple more soldiers to take out. before Wastelanders, there weren't a whole lot of places on the map where you could pick up a lot of plasma rifles. This is now one of them. So if you want to scrap those to learn mods, this is a great place to come and do that. We'll go ahead and make our way back to the front door, and as we go outside, we see one of those soldiers that was hiding in the shadows that we talked about earlier. We'll go ahead and take him out. And then we have one last communist soldier with a big old missile launcher. We'll just remove his head for him there. And then we'll go ahead and make our way back up the catwalk. Before we leave, we want to go ahead and explore the cave a little more. Just to the right here, you're going to see some brush covering up a hidden path. It'll take a couple minutes to explore the cave back here. We're just going to kind of speed our way through it a little bit. But back here, you're always going to find 4 cave crickets. So you want to make sure you take those guys down, grab any acid they drop so you can stockpile it for your ammo crafting later. Once you've cleared out all the cave crickets, you are finished in the deep. But when you're done, you can go ahead and just fast travel back out. And that will bring us to the end of today's video. I really like the deep. It's a great location. It's very well designed. There's a lot of story and lore implications, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the developers do with it in the future. For now, it's a great quick stop location. You get in and out in about 5 minutes, if that. Quick chance to see if you can grab some legendaries, grab some useful items. Excellent thing to do in between public events while you're waiting for friends to unencumber themselves, or just to add to your daily routine. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, then I hope you go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, share it with some friends. It's always a big help. And definitely be sure to come back every day for more Fallout 76 videos.